The views and opinions provided on this show are for informational purposes only and should not be misinterpreted as an offer to buy or sell any securities or to make or consider any investment or course of action. For more information, please go to passiveinvestorshow.com.
And now, the Passive Investor Show. Here's your host, John Fortes.
Welcome, PI listeners, to the Passive Investor Show. I'm the Passive Investor Consultant, John Fortes, your host of the only ranked podcast for passive investors in multifamily syndications and real estate funds. Our goal and purpose of this show is to be a resource to investors and help them master their passive investments by beating inflation 1% at a time. Just in case you didn't get enough of Adam Adams, we brought him back for our infamous quick hitter. It's great to have you back, Adam. Thank you for your time. Can you explain to our audience what a funnel process looks like with investment firms?
Perfect. Yeah. So let's talk about the funnel, but parts of the funnel, there's the biggest part, know. There's the second part, like. Then there's the third part, trust. And then there's the fourth and final part, invest. Okay. This is our investor funnel. Right now, if you had a funnel for a coaching program or to sell tires, it would be the same. Know, like, trust, buy. Know, like, trust, invest. Okay. So how do you think about a funnel? So regardless, because I know you have people that listen to this who are only passive investors and other people who listen to this who want to make sure that they're providing the best service to passive investors, right? And so here's what we do. The know is hugely important. That is these three things. And you got to have all three of them to be in the know part of the funnel, the biggest part. You have to have a thought leadership platform. You have to have live events, and you have to have a social media presence. Everybody is thinking to themselves that I don't have to have a thought leadership. I don't have to be active on social media. I don't have to have any type of live event. There's a lot of people that think that. And guess what? They don't have any passive investors. Here's why. Because if only 10 people know who you are, let's just pretend only 10 people know who you are. What is the absolute most amount of people that could ever invest in your deal if only 10 know who you are? 10. That's the max. And I doubt that you're going to have 100%. That's nuts to get 100%. But if you did, that's the most amount of investors you'd ever have, and you would never be able to close on a lot of deals. So now we try to think, how do we get people to know us? How do we get to have people know who we are? These things that I'm holding, not everybody's going to see them. These are business cards. I'm holding 3 different business cards in my hand, and that's what a podcast is going forward. That's what your book is going forward. In 2021 and beyond, there's going to be so many people that have podcasts, thought leadership platforms, all these kind of things, that they're basically going to be treated like pieces of paper that some people discard when they walk away from you after you give it to them. But that's okay, because some people with business cards make a ton of money. So it's, how do you use your business card? Is there a call to action on there? What colors are you using? Are you specifically giving it to the right person? Are you giving it to enough people, etc.? So this is all in the know, like, trust top of the funnel. How do you get people to know you? You have a thought leadership platform. Here's some examples: a book, a podcast, a YouTube, a Facebook group, or even just an ebook. Okay? This is the way that you get people to talk about you behind your back. You want people to talk about you when you're not in the room. Because if you have a book, right now, Joe Fairless has a book, and I just saw it as one of the top 3 books for all syndications. One of the top 3 ever written books of history. And so people are talking about Joe Fairless behind his back. When he is asleep, or maybe he's having a glass of wine with his wife and their daughter, maybe he's on vacation the day that we're talking about him. Right now, I'm talking about Joe Fairless. He's not even on this podcast, and he had the ability to just get spoken about. I just name dropped him, talked about his book, talked about his podcast, and now I'm about to talk about his conference and how valuable these things are. he's getting all this exposure. Why? Because he has a thought leadership platform. He's created live events, all these kind of things. The next part, your social media. All I'm asking you to do, you don't have to spam people on your social media. You don't have to tell everybody about your business all the time. You can talk about your kids or wine or CrossFit or whatever you love, your hobbies, going on vacation, travels, anything that you love and you're doing. But I call it the jab, jab, right hook. So you want to talk about your kids, jab. You want to talk about you want to talk about wine, jab. You want to talk about the restaurant you just went to, jab. You want to talk about traveling to Italy, that's a jab. And now all of a sudden you want to talk about how come you have the ability to spend this time with your kids, why you have the ability to travel the world, why you have the ability to buy this, membership to the CrossFit gym or whatever. That's your right hook. And the right hook, jab, jab, jab. The right hook is after you give value, or talk about yourself, talk about, your hobbies. Now you've got to give a call to action. That's what you do on your social media. So it doesn't all have to be like that. The third one is live events. And I just want to make sure that your listener knows that you don't have to host a conference with 600 people or 200 people, or even you don't have to have an ongoing meetup all the time. You can do as easy as a mini meetup or an online meetup, or just having a hosted dinner. Maybe you and your significant other get together with a potential passive investor and their significant other. And you just go out on a double date. You don't even have to clean up afterward because you just went out to dinner. You take them out. This is a good opportunity for you to connect on a deeper level. I love hosting events. I host conferences, I host meetups, I host workshops, and all of this to attract my avatar or the perfect passive investor, if you're trying to raise more money. So that's your big top part of your funnel, the no. And I'll just give you a massive hack on how to get them from knowing you to starting to like you. And that's by giving them something of value, a free giveaway. I call it a lead magnet. It's you write something. For instance, I know a lot of people on your show talk about how important it is to vet a sponsor. Absolutely true. You could create a one page, John could create this page and say, and every time somebody talks about vetting a sponsor, John could say, I love that you said that. I actually created the 30 different things that you need to do to vet a sponsor, and it's available on my website. Just go to the Passive Investor /sponsor or vet, and you can download that for free. Now, what they do whenever they download one of these things is they give you their email in exchange for that piece of value. So that takes them from the no phase to the like phase. They finally like you enough to give you their email. They're starting to trust you, and they're soon after you get off the phone with them, they're going to be willing to actually invest in your deal. So that's the part of the funnel, not the whole funnel, because we don't have 3 days.
Really, really, really love that you explained that and broke that down. And as you were saying that, literally, that's what I'm creating, a one-pager for that. Right now, I have a why invest in multifamily one-pager, but that's coming next because that's a heavy, heavy topic. And I thank you for sharing that, Adam. Hey, Adam, really thank you for coming by. Where can we find you? How do we stay in touch with you?
Great question. Best way would probably be if they want to be passive. They can go to realbluespruce.com and click the button that says get on the list, and they can start their journey into our funnel.
Thank you for stopping by again, Adam. We really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for sharing what a process of a funnel looks like with investment firms. Don't forget to download your free copy of the investment tracker. It allows you to track up to 5 investments, compare sponsors, markets, and most importantly, projected versus actual returns. To get your copy, go to www.projectedreturns.com. PI listeners, thank you for listening. As always, we hope this was the best resource for your investment strategy, but also the best use of your time. Remember, if this episode helps you, you can help us by leaving a review on iTunes. I hope you feel compelled enough to share it with someone you think this would resonate with as well. As much as it pains us to leave you, but you know what time it is. Time to go put this into practice. Till the next time we meet, happy investing. PI listeners, I'm grateful for your time and I appreciate you for listening. It would mean the world to me if you went to iTunes and left a rating and written review. Let me know how you feel about the show. It really makes a big difference with getting the podcast out there. Don't forget about our Facebook group, where all of our guests are members of. I'll be there to answer any of your questions, or even questions you might have for future guests. Subscribe so you can get the latest episodes and our fan favorite quick hitters. Finally, I want to keep you updated, so head over to johnfortes.com and sign up for the newsletter. If you're interested in partnering with me, sign up on the contact page so you can talk to me directly. I look forward to connecting with you. Happy investing.